We've got a three-way rear master cylinder shootout on the bench today. First up is our EBG setup featuring a bulletproof Nissin pump. And going up against it are these two popular aftermarket options. Let's take a quick look at the exterior before we crack them open and expose what's really inside. All right, now that we've got everything completely torn down and laid out on the bench, the difference in build quality is clear as day. This gives us a perfect side-by-side look at how these master cylinders really stack up against each other. Let's kick things off with the Nissin master cylinder. Right away, you can see the overall machining and finish are just flawless. But look closely inside the bore and at the piston. It is absolutely spotless and polished to a mirror finish. Now, look at these two generic no-name aftermarket cylinders. You can see it for yourself. The machining is rough and the attention to detail just isn't there. Inside, it's dull, unpolished, and nowhere near that mirror finish we just saw. Pull back this dust boot and look closely. The Nissin unit uses a high-quality, weather-tight rubber boot that actually keeps mud and water out. But on these cheap knockoffs, the rubber is stiff and cracks easily. Water gets past it, rusts out the snap ring, and eventually seizes your entire piston. That's a trail nightmare. Jumping back to the Nissan piston, this thing is honestly a piece of art. The design is super clean, and check out these rubber seals. They are thick and beefy for a perfect fit. Even the internal spring is premium, giving you a really snappy and responsive rebound. Let's put these pistons side by side. Notice how the cheap aftermarket piston is actually larger than the Nissin? You might think bigger is better, but an oversized master cylinder piston completely ruins your leverage. It kills your brake modulation and gives you a super stiff wooden pedal feel. It basically feels like you're stepping on a brick. Now, look at the dust boot on this aftermarket piston. This rubber seal is supposed to keep dirt and water out, but it's super flimsy and fits amazingly loose. It's basically an open invitation for trail gunk to destroy your internals. Now look at the Nissin. They totally nailed this. The rubber is high quality, the fit is incredibly tight and secure. It seals out the elements completely, giving you a safe and reliable brake setup. Sure, these aftermarket master cylinders have an integrated reservoir, which technically gives you a larger fluid capacity. But here's the massive drawback. With this chunky built-in design, you absolutely cannot run a dual brake setup or tie in a handbrake junction. If you ever want to upgrade to a left-hand rear brake system, this cheap master cylinder completely locks you out. Now look at the Nissin. Sure, the master cylinder itself has a smaller internal capacity, but that's exactly where EBG engineering comes in. We run a remote fluid reservoir setup for it. And the absolute game changer? EBG provides a custom adapter so you can seamlessly tie in a handbrake and run a true dual brake setup on a single rear caliper. Footbrake, handbrake, one system. That is how the pros do it. So there you have it, guys. That is my honest take on the master cylinders currently out there on the market. I really hope this side-by-side comparison gives you a clear, objective picture so you can make an informed decision. Pick the setup that works best for your build and optimize your performance out on the trails. Ride hard, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one.